Okay, this is a continuation of a series of videos illustrating my installation of a Victron Autotransformer to convert the output from the Lycan, which is 120 volts uh, single phase, to 240 volts split phase, so that it's compatible with my whole house transfer switch that is in the basement. Again, this is the 120 volts coming in from the Lycan. That's coming down here. I have another sort of cable strain relief because of this, the unfortunate placement. Renogy's Lycan5000 has unfortunately placed the most important output port way at the bottom with a big thick cable that drag on the concrete. Should have probably been in the center so that you could arrange and probably have a cable relief bracket on the cabinet. Could probably be modified to do that, but I don't want to void my warranty by start drilling into this. But for future reference, Renogy, please, I can probably get some rare earth magnets maybe and put a strain relief bracket here, something like that. And this could have easily been swapped to have this one down and the 30 amp one above. At any rate, so 30 amps, 120 volts coming out, and the auto transfer, auto transformer, not auto transfer, the auto transformer then converts it into 240 split phase, and that goes down to my, oops, I'm pulling the wrong cable here. It goes down to, goes up to two output ports. So these output ports are 240 split phase. I don't worry about the fact that I'm duplexing them because the auto transformer balances the load between the two legs. So even though I might have unbalanced loads on these two parallel output ports, the auto transformer takes care of that. So what I use one port for is this, the blue wire goes to my basement transfer switch. Okay, this is the input portal to a transfer switch which is in my basement, and I can select which circuits I'm going to power from the Lycan using that. This other circuit off of the duplex portal goes to a through wall off-grid output. On the other side of this wall is my family room, home theater, and so I'm able to power some of my devices totally off-grid. This comes straight from the Lycan into the through-wall circuit. So I've got 6 outlets on the other side. It's a nice, neat thing you can buy from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. And 3 of the outlets are on one leg and 3 of the outlets are on the other leg. I use this for charging battery packs, tool power packs, things like that. They don't have to be necessarily powered continuously, so, and they don't have to be on grid. They can be off grid. So that's what I use that for. Now the input source for the Lycan comes from a dedicated 220 volt circuit that is wired from my service panel underneath the crawl space from the basement out here to the garage, and I have that also split and Y connector, just in case I want to plug something else into, maybe temporarily, into the grid dedicated circuit, but I don't really use it. I used to use one leg of it, it's not really a leg, but I use, these are really just parallel connections to that. So I use one of those parallel connections to power the Lycan. And so this plug, this cable, I should say, splits the two legs from this 220 volt split phase output into two 120 volt legs. And so I have the 20 amp input to the Lycan plugged into one of them. It only needs 120 volts, and so that's plugged into the Lycan charging input circuit. And the 20 amp output circuit of the Lycan powers some garage resident devices, including a secondary refrigerator that's over there, my junky garage. Okay, so I now have everything wired up. I believe I've cross-checked, double-checked, triple-checked, quadruple-checked everything. I've run preliminary tests. And so now I'm going to boot up the Lycan, and if all goes well, I will then neaten up all these connections with some nice cable brackets, and she will be in operation.